All right, who is ready for this story? I know Arsenal fans, this won't be a story that you would love to obviously hate right now, but I have nothing to do. I'm Rokani David. This is the Rokani Media Football, and all I have to do is to bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned. Smash the like button, comment, and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And we're here to bring you the latest news and information about your favorite football clubs. Apart from Manchester United, Manchester United has its own channel known as the United Matters channel, and here we go to bring you the best of the best into the mix. So this is exactly where we are right now, here onto the Rokani Media Football. Continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And let's obviously go fast, or let's go faces and see what we have today. We want to hit 30,000 subscribers, so guys, go into the lower right bottom corner, smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this beautiful channel. Now, here onto the news that we're having today. Before we get into the match preview of Arsenal versus PSG, we got a story coming in from Defensa Central, and this is what they told us in there. But before we obviously get there, let's get into the story that was published on the opening week of the new year of 2025 from Sky Sports Germany. Real Madrid are closely monitoring Viktor Gyökeres. And by the way, we took it for jokes. And maybe Madrid was not willing to spend any penny during the January transfer window. Remember, they had obviously come up and told us that they are planning a very big summer transfer window, and they want to sign 6 players. You understand? They want to sign 6 players in there. So, them wanting to sign 6 players, they are like, no need to spend money to obviously sign Viktor Gyökeres. But this time around, as we get into the summer, as Arsenal's new sporting director Andre Bartha is really skying or really eyeing to get in a guy known as Viktor Gyökeres, Real Madrid looks like they've gone onto the head of Viktor Gyökeres. And guess what we have? Defensa Central. Viktor Gyökeres would prefer a move to Real Madrid over Arsenal this summer and has asked his agent to try and negotiate a deal first with Real Madrid. Now, when he obviously went ahead to make that order, obviously the parameters have to change. The permutation obviously had to change, because if the player wants to go to Real Madrid, you understand, I tell you what, then it's going to be hard for Arsenal to get the player, because if Real Madrid can meet the 65 million euros to 75 million euros request from Sporting Lisbon, I think that will be okay. And for Real Madrid, they need a striker because they don't have a striker. And for a side known as Arsenal, they also need a striker. And we all know why Arsenal wants to get in Viktor Gyökeres. If they get him in, they'll have more money to spend during the summer transfer window, because the other striker next to him is Alexander Isak, and we know his price. And after reading this story, though it's not a tier 1, tier 2 source, it's like a tier 3, tier 4 source from Spain, I got to know why Arsenal's list is still having 3 strikers onto it. Isak on top of it, Gyökeres follows, and Benjamin Sesko is into the mix, and even Hugo Ekitike is also into the mix. So Arsenal is really having a vast range of strikers they're looking at to obviously sign one of those, to see to it that they obviously fulfill their urge and hunger of really having in a number 9, to see whether things can change and they can lift what we call a trophy in the Premier League. Because in the season of 2022-2023, never did it happen. They missed out because they were shite in their squad. 2023 and 24, you know what happened. That was last season. They missed out on the last day. And this season, Liverpool was named the champion yesterday. 3 games to go to obviously see where this season really comes to an end, meaning that we are coming to the end of the season very, very soon. And the transfer windows are really warming up, and I think you guys are really geared up for the transfer windows into the mix. So that is Viktor Gyökeres for you. And there is a transfer twist, because he wants Real Madrid, and he has instructed his agent to do the needful. And where does this leave Arsenal? You understand? But this story has to be looked at even on the other side. You know me very well. I'm good at flipping the coins because I want to give you either sides, and then you choose where do you belong. You understand? Now, this might be a story driven by the agent of Viktor Gyökeres. And how? Viktor Gyökeres' agent might be wanting to keep his player on the market, such that Arsenal hurries to sign this player, because last season they failed to put out such stories, and maybe teams were like, this team will take a pay cut because there are no very many big suitors for the player. So the agent might be wanting to obviously put in what we call a very huge bidding war caused by very many clubs, not into the selling price that Sporting Lisbon has really put up, because they noted that it is really fixed from 100 million euros to 75 million euros, to the amount of money this guy will earn weekly. Because if you hear Real Madrid coming in through and other teams, you are like, I have to obviously pay big to see to it that this player comes in through and really comes to my club. And whoever gets him the huge amount of money will obviously sign him. So I think it might be one of the stories being put out by the agent in the media to say to it that this guy obviously comes up through to sign. Sorry, to really see to it that Arsenal really hurries to sign the player. And secondly, even the agent might be putting out a story that however much Arsenal wants the player, but they haven't shown what we call huge urge to get this player out of Sporting Lisbon. And he's sending a message to teams like Manchester United, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, PSG that need strikers, that a striker is here and he's willing to go anywhere. And he has ordered me to talk to another club, because the club that initially shown interest is really trying maybe to look elsewhere. And I've told you the problem of Arsenal is that the board decision hasn't gone ahead to be made. Though the sporting director, he is really looking at bringing in Viktor Gyökeres, the board has to sit, because the likes of Mikel Arteta are thinking otherwise. And Arteta is like, if we are into the semi-finals of the Champions League, don't you think that Kroenke has the money to get us Alexandra Isak? Because for Arteta, Isak comes first, second is Gyökeres, and thirdly is Benjamin Sesko. And for Andrea Bertha, Gyökeres comes first, you understand? Then Jonathan David comes second, and thirdly is a player known as Alexandra Isak, you understand? So they need to obviously come to a compromise and see how things come to pass to get this deal out of the way. So after Gyökeres instructed his agent to speak to Real Madrid, has his agent gone ahead to obviously do so? Again, Team Talk have told us that Gyökeres' agent has contacted Real Madrid over a possible transfer of a striker to Santiago Bernabeu. So when the player made that urge and really told his agent that please do the needful, the agent didn't obviously betray him. He was like, I dance to your tunes, you know, you've told me that, let me go to Real Madrid and see whether they need a center forward. And the big question is, do they need one? The answer is yes. Endrick, they brought him through, is really young and he has failed to compete. And when you look at those games of Real Madrid, they need a center forward. And one will ask, will Viktor Gyökeres play at Real Madrid? I tell you he can, because if he comes through and starts scoring goals, then I think Rodrigo will be the problem, or will be the culprit, as the manager will think of fielding Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. in the same team. And if you have to field Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. in the same team, you know what happens? Rodrigo has to get out. And I know Gyökeres will obviously do the needful. And I don't think that he'll obviously get straight to the team of Real Madrid, but at the time he will. But the good thing with Arsenal is that Arsenal will promise him first team football. They're like, you get into a team, you play into that team immediately. And for Viktor Gyökeres, maybe they want to obviously sign him early enough as for the side of Arsenal, because they want to say to it that they get in this guy before even he really thinks of where he's really going to be playing next. But when you look at the fixtures of Sporting Lisbon, they're left with, let me see how many games, because I know Arsenal are really looking at something in here. So they're having 1, 2, 3 league games, and they're having a game with Benfica that will see who wins the Taca de Portugal final. So he still has lots of games to do, and and a lot will obviously go their way. So we wait and see how that pans out, and we are calling in for your reactions into the comment section below. And after that, we'll be seeing more and more news. After this video being uploaded, we are gonna come up with stories of the match preview. We kickstart off the Arsenal versus PSG affair in London. It's going to be happening tomorrow. Lots of people are going to have to say lots of things, and I'm going to be really bringing you video per video onto what these people have going to have to say. Not so? So guys, I think I've explained it all, and you're really ready to really react to my videos, to this video that I'm going to have to upload. So we out for now, and see you later. And Rokani David is here. First video of the day. More is yet to come, and let's see what Arsenal has for Sporting Lisbon today. Mikel Arteta and his army versus Enrique with his army.